Right, I want you to do me a favour before we start today's video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd like you to subscribe to the channel. Reason being, it will push this video out to the rest of the world. The YouTube's algorithms will see that it's been interacted with and you've subscribed. It won't cost you a penny. I promise you it will not cost you a penny. And also, give us a thumbs up now. The earlier you do that, the more YouTube will push this video out. Now, let's get down to business. If you are new to the channel, you won't know. I have an electric car. I have a Porsche Taycan. I've had it for almost 4 years now, and I've been showing people the downfalls and why electric cars are not the future and they won't work, and why the governments are pushing us into something that really isn't the future. They don't use them themselves. Have a look. Look at the, what's his name, sir? Keir Starmer drives around or gets driven around in a massive, great gas-guzzling Range Rover. Look at the presidents. They get it of the United States. He drives around in a petrol. He's actually said, drill, drill, drill. Electric cars are not the future. We've got Ed Miliband now pushing green things down our throats, saying that electric cars are the future and we have to use windmills or whatever. It's an absolute scam. Electric cars are not the future. They will not catch on. They have a part in the future for local transportation to get into and from the shops, but not for long journeys. And that is where today I'm going to show you that, because I'm at London's Heathrow Airport, where I've flown in on a jet plane from JFK. No, it wasn't electric. It was powered by jet fuel, my friends. And I've flown all the way into London Heathrow, and today we're going to take my Porsche Taycan all-electric car over to Weston-Super-Mare, and I'm going to show you the difference between a diesel. Well, a diesel, you'd get in your car, you'd drive to Weston-Super-Mare. That would be it. Maybe stop for a quick wee along the way. Not with an electric car, because we're going to have to stop to charge along the way. We're going to have to plan our journey. We're going to have to plan where the chargers are, etc. And I'm going to show you what a nightmare it actually is. So please do hit that subscribe button. Everyone trying to save the environment with electric cars, and we've still got all these jet planes behind us. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, does it? There's got to be something behind it all. I think, personally, it's all about control. So, if you're new to the channel, do hit that subscribe button, click the little bell for notifications of when I upload new videos, give us a thumbs up. Now, without further ado, my friends, let's go. Right, okay, so we've got 180 miles of range, 79% of battery, and then we've got 128 miles to get to Weston-Super-Mare. I know the evangelists are going to say, well, I think you'll find you've got enough. No, because I need some charge when I get there to drive around, then also drive up to Leeds. So I want to be fully charged. And don't forget, you can't have it always. The evangelists say always be charging, never let it get too low, but they say whatever suits them at the time. The evangelists are a strange set of people. They are brainwashed. They're like Cybermen that have been upgraded. They're a strange breed of characters, I have to say. I've said it before, I'll say it again. They're the kind of people that go dogging on an evening down Blidworth Bottoms. Where am I going here? Where am I going here? How do you get out of here? Turn right? That can't be right, can it? Surely. No, can't turn right. Exit. Here we go. They're a strange breed of characters, and they also like to go to swinging parties as well, but they don't throw their keys in there. The Tesla owners throw their cards in, because I think you'll find exit, that's this way. I think you'll find it's a nightmare getting out of these. Just give me a minute. Now, where was I? Oh yes, evangelists. Strange breed. How do you know an evangelist? Don't worry, they'll tell you they've got an electric car. They'll bang on about all the good things about it. There's TikTokers out there who wax lyrical about electric cars. Some of them, or a lot of them, actually have a go at me because I have a go at electric cars. It is that they really are a breed unto themselves. They are like what do you call them, the Jehovah's Witnesses that come around on a Sunday, and they are, in fact, they're worse than them. They are worse than them. And I'll tell you this as well. I need to get out of here. Come on, let him in. Why don't people let him in? Come on, that's it, let him in. Right. Anyway, so there we go, evangelists. Now, the downsides of electric cars that I've found while I've owned one. Well, I have had many issues with my Porsche Taycan. If you watch the channel, you'll know I've had letter after letter after letter on recall for this car. A lot of them to do with the battery. One of them even said, do not park your electric car near a house or a building because it could set it on fire. Go back and have a look at that one. Honestly, you could not write this at all. You couldn't write the script for it. And then you've got the government saying, the electric cars are great, they're fine. But then we see in the news that there's electric car fires and it turns out to be a diesel. Wonder why that is. I'm not saying there's any conspiracy behind it. I don't believe in all that, but it always seems to be a diesel car. How many diesel cars do you remember catching fire before we had electric cars? I don't remember that many diesel cars catching fire. All of a sudden, diesel cars now seem to spontaneously combust. It's strange. It's like there's an ulterior motive behind it all, isn't there? Trying to cover it up. But electric cars don't set on fire. That's why Porsche sent me a letter out saying, don't park it near a building. It's crackers. I'm trying to prove to you, electric cars, honestly, it's just not the future. And I've quite enjoyed owning the car. I've said that. It drives superbly. If you like to drive a washing machine and you like, or a Sinclair C5, they drive great. They've got lots of torque, but they've got no soul. They've got nothing about them there. There's no passion involved with them. Anyway, we're not going to do a massive long video on this one. I just want to show you the charging infrastructure on the way to Weston-Super-Mare, which apparently is the worst seaside town in the UK. But I don't think I've ever been to Weston-Super-Mare. Anyway, we're on 76% of battery, 172 miles of range, and we have 123 miles to go, and we shall charge upon the way, which, by the way, won't be cheap unless I can find a Porsche charging network. Then it'll be a little bit cheaper. If not, it'll probably cost me about, I'm going to say, if Instavolt, probably about 80 odd pounds to get 200 miles or 210 miles. So it ain't cheaper. And then you'll get the evangelist saying, I think you'll find most people charge when they're asleep at home. Yeah, on their own, because they haven't got a partner, or they've left you because you've got an electric car and you keep banging on about it. Anyway, onwards. One other thing, by the way, I've done lots of videos on this on my car. The price of this car from brand new was 130,000 with all the bells and whistles on it. And now, if I took it into We Buy Any Car, just less than 4 years later, we're talking around about £29,000. So 100,000. A lot of people will say, ah yes, but you should have got a Tesla. Well, the same applies to Teslas. They lose a heck of a lot of money as well. And let me just tell you this, the build quality on Teslas are not good. They're not good at all. My friend has one and it isn't great, they agree. I've got a mate of mine who works in the car industry who actually quite likes electric cars and has bought one himself, and he says Tesla build quality not good at all. Don't forget, these cars are disposable. They're like an appliance, like a fridge, a freezer, a washer or a dryer. So they're not built to last. Unlike a diesel car, my girlfriend literally has just got another new diesel car, and she's had her other one for just over 14 years. This won't be around in 14 years. The issue you've got are the cells in the batteries degrade like they do in your mobile phone. So, I mean, nobody's got a mobile phone from 14 years ago. If you have, your battery's not going to be working as long. And you know, if you've had a mobile phone for 2 or 3 years, you end up having to charge it more and more and more, and it doesn't last the whole day. Same applies with your car. It's exactly the same thing. Unfortunately, that is battery technology, and we know battery technology is just naff. You know, there's so much conflicting information on the internet at the moment. You don't know who to believe, really. You've got the evangelists who have their electric cars, who love them and bang on about them and try and get other people to have them as well, and they won't have anything negative said about their electric cars. And you see things in the newspapers, negative things about electric cars catching on fire, etc., and blah blah blah. So there's so many different conflicting news stories and conflicting information on electric cars. You don't know who to believe, and if you're looking at getting a new car, you're probably really confused because you don't know. Are they rubbish? Are they good? There's people saying they're good, there's people saying they're bad. There's very few people on the internet like myself that have an electric car that will tell you the truth about it. I'm not paid by anybody, I'm not a paid shill, and I believe that as well. I can't verify it, but I believe there are people out there who are paid to push the electric car EV agenda. You've got lots of different people out there. You've got one who's called Morag, who will be watching this video. I'm not saying she is a paid shill, I'm not saying anything at all, but she's obsessed with electric cars. And I've got somebody on Twitter or X or whatever it is the other day now saying you're homophobic because I put a clip in from The Simpsons where it said, if you buy an electric car, if you drive an electric car, then you are gay.
Hello, I'm an electric car, and if you drive me, people will think you're gay.
One of us! One of us!
And he's calling me homophobic. No, I'm not. I have gay friends. I'm just saying what The Simpsons said, having a little bit of a joke. They take it so seriously. I've shown you the drawbacks and the negativities and the pluses of electric cars as well. You know, I've shown you that they have great torque. They are really, really fast, which benefits you on roads like we are in the UK, like now, where I'm driving at 2 miles an hour and stuck in traffic for 28 minutes. It benefits you, that torque and that speed. But as I've said, if you want an electric car, go and buy one for around town, but for long journeys, please just go and get yourself a petrol or a diesel, because I don't even think you're saving the environment. The amount of minerals that it takes to make one of these cars, you'd have to drive it forever and ever, for years, and they don't last that long. So my personal opinion, don't listen to the governments. Do not listen to them. Look at Ed Miliband. I mean, crikey, he looks like, I daren't say it actually, but you remember Little Britain, where the guy went, bitty, bitty? That's him basically, isn't it? Don't listen to him. He can't even eat a bacon sandwich properly, can he? Good grief. It's all there's more to it. There's more to it. Anyway, let's get to Western Super Nightmare. Estimated time of arrival now. It's going to take me 2 hours and 5 minutes, but it isn't. It'll take me probably 2 hours and 55 minutes because I've got to charge up. So you've got to add that on your journey. I would love to find out, by the way, I've owned this car nearly 4 years, or I'll have owned it 4 years in October. And I'd love to find out how many hours of my life I've wasted charging this car. Now, life is precious, right? We're not on this earth forever. So why would we want to spend hours and hours charging our electric car on journeys? Why? I'll tell you this though, I wouldn't like to look on the hard drive of an evangelist, because I can tell you there's probably photographs of them in a bath of cold alphabetic spaghetti with just the letters E and V, and you know, they've just immersed themselves in that, in cold alphabetic spaghetti, or they're probably being, I don't know, spanked with a wet fish on the bottom. It's just, there's strange characters, strange people, odd. You can imagine an evangelist couple, can't you, being, you know, having adult time, you know what I mean? And they're there, and Maureen's going, oh, Harold. Yes, Maureen, tell me again, Maureen. All right, Harold. Oh, it's 25% charged, and 25% of that is from our solar panels. It's been for free. Oh, Maureen. Right, look, you can joke about it, all right, you can have a laugh. I like to have a laugh about it. But the reality of it is now, okay, I've just flown over on an Airbus, and how much jet fuel is that kicking out? You know, it's not great for the environment, is it? And there's planes, how many planes fly a day? How many ships are, you know, sailing a day? And people in the States where I've just come back from, they've got gas guzzling cars and not as many electric cars. And you've got Trump now saying, oh well, we're going to drill, and yet you've got the UK going, oh, you know, this tiny little country, we're just gonna, we'll have electric cars because it's better for the environment. We're not going to make a jot of difference. It's absolute cobblers, in my opinion. You know, it's crackers. I do agree, and I will say this, with driving electric cars around town, because, you know, the last thing you want is to be breathing in all that smoke and fumes, etc. But for long journeys, no, absolutely not. Electric cars, I think they have their place in towns and cities. Absolutely perfect. But please don't let them push us into having electric cars full stop, because in 2035 the sale of new petrol and diesel cars finish. You have no choice. You will have no choice unless you want to buy an old one. So just why are we letting the governments dictate to motor manufacturers what they can do? We know the governments lie. We know that they're useless. We know that they always mess up. So why are we letting them destroy the motor industry? We need to, don't forget, the government work for us. So I think it's time that we stood up and said, no, absolutely not. And that's why I think there's people out there paid, in my opinion, to push electric cars. I think they're paid to push the electric car EV agenda, and I'm here to tell you the reality of electric cars. So please hit the subscribe button and let's stop this madness before it's too late. I think now we are actually winning I think we're actually winning the fight a little bit, because you can see Trump's now changed, and I'm not getting political, I'm not saying I support him, or I don't really do politics because I think they're all a bunch of idiots, but you know, he's now said drill, 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 you know, we're going to get rid of the electric car mandate or whatever. So I think we're actually winning a little bit. So we can't stop now, we need to keep going. Oh, blimey, this is painful, isn't it? The amount of time we're in traffic. Also, you'll find when you go to motor dealers, if you are buying a new car, you'll find that most of them will try and pressure you into getting an electric car because they have targets to hit, because the government will fine them if they don't sell a certain amount of electric cars. Yet again, we're allowing the government to dictate to car sales people and to car dealerships and to car manufacturers that they have to sell and they have to produce electric cars. We need to turn around. We need power to the people, because if we all say no and we all turn around and say no, there's nothing they can do. Then we're going to have to go petrol, and that's the thing. And if you buy an electric car, a mate of mine, Ange, who's on the channel, well, a mate of hers bought an electric van. And he bought an electric van for, I can't remember, I won't say the price because I can't remember. It was a ridiculous amount of price. And he took it back about 2 weeks later because it didn't even do 100 miles. And what happened when he got to the dealership is, first of all, they didn't want to buy it back. And then he went elsewhere and they offered him tens of thousands of pounds less than what he paid for it. So they're absolutely worthless. I think I need to change the lane here, you know. Can you change the lane? So it's just come on, let's go. It's just beyond an absolute joke, isn't it? The consumer is left with something that they don't want and isn't fit for purpose. And you end up all the time charging. And you imagine if you've got a family as well, and don't forget, I'm driving this, there's only me in it. If you've got a full load of people in it, you get less range on it as well. You get less range in winter. So there's all these negativities against electric cars. I mean, fancy that. Oh, it's winter time. In winter time, right, I get something like 30 or 40 miles less of range than I do in summer. So people who have electric cars, and I've seen it on the forums, they dread winters because they don't get as much range. I mean, how crazy is that? You imagine, you put diesel in your car and you go, oh, I've got 500 miles there, and then it's winter. Oh, I've only got, you know, 440. It's crackers. It doesn't make any sense. There you go, Kia in front. They've brought a new Kia electric car out. I've said this before, but for the people, and it is funny, the people that haven't heard it, it's called a Kia Starmer. Basically, it tells you that you've got 270 miles of range. When you haven't, you've only got 190. It just lies to you. And then it says you're going 70 miles an hour, but you're not. You're actually going 60. It just constantly lies to you. Oh, and if you've got one of these new Kia Starmer electric cars, if you're collecting your pension, then they don't put any heater in it for you. You have to freeze to death. Now you see, what the evangelist would be saying here is, Morag, for instance, who will be watching, hi Morag, they will be saying, well, I'm at 58% of battery now, 120 miles of range, and 83 miles to go to my destination. And what Morag would be saying is, well, I think you'll find, in a Scottish voice, that you should be finding a hotel that has a trickle charger, so you can charge it overnight while you're sleeping. So basically what you need to do is you need to plan your life around your car and your EV on where you should stay to make sure that it's got a trickle charger. So don't go to a hotel that suits you, that you know might be on the seafront in Weston-Super-Mare. Go to one that's 2 or 3 miles away where they've got a car charger. Basically plan your entire life around your car, and that's what you're doing. Plan your journey. Should have planned your journey. I think you'll find that's what should have done this, should have done that. I think you'll find they have an answer for everything. Right, so I'm going to stop and charge at this one because I'm down to 53% and 118 miles of range. So I'm hoping there's a charger on here. It says there is on my little dash here, near where my car is. I've got like a little sat nav on the display there. So I'm going to pull into here, Membry Services. If there's a charger here, which it looks like there is, I'm going to charge it to 80%. As the evangelists say, only charge to 80%, because after 80% your car charges slower. So only charge to 80 and don't let it go below 20, I think. Apple Green EV charging, here we go. Fast chargers.
Turn right.
You're going the wrong way, mate. They're Tesla chargers. That's not Apple Green. Oh, let's go around again. Am I missing something here? I'm not doing this on purpose. It says Apple Green charging, but they were Tesla chargers. Let's go around again.
Turn left.
Right, milk float off. I'm going to get my camera. I'm confused here. It says Apple Green, but I can't see any Apple Green chargers. I can only see Tesla chargers. Come on. See, it's not like a petrol station where there's a canopy over it and you can just see where you're supposed to fill up or charge. Come on, let's have a look for these Apple Green chargers. Right. It says Apple Green over here, but there isn't. It's just Tesla. Apple Green, Tesla, Tesla. There is definitely, it says Apple Green, look, fast chargers, but there isn't. They're only Tesla chargers. Right, I think there's a charger over here, but they're not Apple Green. So there's 2 electric highway chargers there, look. They're in use. There's a couple over here with covers over them. Are these Apple Green? Apple Green. Coming soon. Right, so there are no Apple Green chargers here. You've got the electric highway chargers, but they're in use. And one's out of order, one's in use, but they're not high-powered ones anyway. They're low to medium anyway. They're not even high, look. It's the same when I went to Tamworth. Coming soon. It's always coming soon, but they never ever get here. You've got Tesla over there, all smug. Anyway, they'll be all right. They're right near the forest there and the trees, the woods. Go and flash their headlights. Look at them all. I think you'll find you should have got a Tesla. What I don't understand is though, that electric Apple Green thing, the sign is pointing that way. and they're being built over there. You see, it's just not straightforward, is it? Now, you'll get Morag, who is obsessed with EVs. He'll say, I've made all this up, I've orchestrated it. I've never been here before, so I haven't. Why would you put apple green there, pointing, why would you put apple green there? Somebody's talking to me. Pointing into the Tesla chargers. It doesn't make any sense, does it? Let's get back in the milk float, come on. Oh, right, let's get back on the road and find some more chargers. Onwards. Now they're supposed to be building the infrastructure really fast. Now, as I said, I've had this car in October 4 years and the infrastructure hasn't really got much better. Admittedly, a little bit better, but not fast enough. Not anywhere near fast enough for 2035. It will not happen. This is proof. It won't happen. Tamworth, years, over a year ago, they were still building the chargers. They still haven't done it. I think it's because they're getting to the point where they think, electric's not going to be the future. We won't bother. We won't invest in it. And I think that's what's happening. You know what? My issue is now, if I charge up to 80%, that's not going to be enough for me to get back to Leeds. And I was going to get a hotel in Weston-Super-Mare, but I just want to get back to Leeds. So I'm going to go and film a couple of videos in Weston-Super-Mare and then drive back to Leeds. So I just want to be able to get in my car after I've done my filming and drive up to Leeds without having to charge again. I don't want to have to mess around. So that means if I only charge to 80% here, it's not going to get me enough mileage back in, enough range to get back up to Leeds, but it's going to take me longer to charge. So what the evangelists would be saying is, they're going to be saying is charge to 80 and that'll save you time. But then I've got to mess around though, trying to get a charger on the way back to Leeds. And if I'm messing around like I did back there, then that's wasting my time. It just doesn't make any sense. Right, it says grid serve charging, and yes, there are loads of grid serve chargers here, and it also says it's compatible with my Porsche charging card. Oh, we've also got Tesla chargers there as well, right opposite grid serve. Means I've got oh, we're all mixing together like friends. Ooh, friends. Here we go. Right, milk float off. Let's go and charge this up with my Porsche charging card. Come on then, no time to waste. Right, Porsche charging card, contactless card here, membership cards here. So I'm guessing you put it on membership card? Let's give it a go on both. There? No? There? No? Come on. Nothing. Let's put it in first. Let's Slot it in first. Right. Pop this in here. Come on. Here we go. Right. Slot that in. Now, let's put the Porsche charging card on there and authorise that. Right, let's get under here. Present card. Oh, it's beeped. Starting. Preparing to charge. We're connected to your vehicle. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's charging. We're in luck. Right, it is now 10:32. Take note. High powered chargers, but only giving me 56.2 kilowatts. Charged at 12:26 and it's now 10:33. 56 kilowatts. That is not a high powered charger, and it says high power. Hey look, Tesla over there towing something. Right, well it is only giving me 67 watts, so it's going to take quite a while. It says charging using 100% net zero energy. Does that really exist? Anyway, it says high power, but it's not, because there's somebody charging on there, somebody charging over there, two other people charging, so I take it that's why, because if other people are charging, then you don't get the full power out of it. So if there's even more people charging, it'll take even longer, and you have to pay here as well, I believe, if you go over a certain time. Let's have a look. Right, I guess we'll go and do what EV drivers and evangelists do and go and spend money on coffee. So there's actually some medium powered chargers over there. Probably give you just as much power as the high powered chargers, but they're probably cheaper. Don't they sell some garbage in service stations, eh? Them yellow glasses that you can see better at night. Just absolute garbage. Now, where's the loo? Then I shall get myself a Costa. What is this? Urban legend, air fried donuts. I've not seen these before. I think I'll give them a miss and go and get myself a Costa. Right, got my Costa coffee, which was free, by the way. I'd got a, well, you know, you get a free one, don't you, after you've had about 9 or something. And I got myself a little sausage cob from Greg's, but made a mistake because I'm not in Nottinghamshire. I said, oh, I'll have a sausage roll. And then he said, oh, a sausage roll. And I went, no, a sausage bap. And he went, what? I said, a sausage cob. He went, hey. I said, sausage on a round piece of bread. Gets confusing, doesn't it? It's a sausage cob. So you can't say roll because it was going to give me a sausage roll. Anyway, rant over. I think I'm up to about 70% now of my car. Well, I'm 83% actually, which I should stop charging now really, but I'm going to have my little sausage cob, you see, get that, with brown on it. Here we go. You see, that's the good thing with having electric cars, you can waste time. Eating more food. Now, paper napkins, where are they? Oh, getting all messy now. Where are they? There we go. Right, see you in a minute. The downside to eating more and drinking more is not just that it costs you more money, but when you're an evangelist, weight counts in the car because more weight, less range. Always dispose of your rubbish. Just looking, there's a van charging up there, like a billboard van. Who's paying him while he's charging? Because he's going to be charging for an hour. I've said this before. People who have vans and businesses, if it's your own business, then it's costing you money. If it's not your own business and you're working for somebody, then you're being paid to hang around and drink coffee. Just need my coffee. I'm just glad that they've put these chargers, these EV chargers over here, right the way over here, away from all the diesel cars over there, because diesel cars, fire hazard. You know, I don't want the diesel cars to catch fire and then make my electric car catch fire. Right, what are we at? 94%. Let's just call it a day. Let's have a quick and then get on the way to Weston-Super-Mare. Right, oh, I need to unlock the car, then stop that, and then it won't tell me for a few minutes that, jeez. Let's pop this back. There we go. Session completed. 95%. Now it won't tell you on my Porsche charging app yet what it's actually cost me, so I'll get to Weston-Super-Mare, and then when I get there then I'll let you know. Oh, the car's locked again. And I'll let you know what it's actually cost me. It's now though 7 minutes past 11. Come on, onwards. Oh, right, okay, 8 minutes past 11, 95% charged, 218 miles of range. Whew, it's a bit warm. Come on, onwards. So I'm still not going to have enough charge to get up to Leeds once I've got to Weston-Super-Mare, because I'm 95% charged, 210 miles of range, 43 miles to get to Weston-Super-Mare. So when I get there, I'm not going to have enough charge to get up to Leeds, so I am going to have to charge again. If I had a diesel, I could have probably driven down from Leeds down to Heathrow, over to Weston-Super-Mare, and back up to Leeds again on one tank of diesel. Right, okay, so let's get down to business. We are in Weston-Super-Mare, and it cost me to charge up £27.40. I started at 10:32 and cold fan seats on my bottom's cold. It started at 10:32, finished at 11:06. 34 minutes to charge my car. 34 minutes. The hidden cost, right, of charging your car is your time. The time it takes to charge an electric car. Put a price on that and it's costing you an absolute fortune. That's nuts. And it didn't really put that much charge on it, did it? Absolutely crazy. I've got 195 miles of range left now. If I wanted to go to Leeds, it's not coming up. Where are we? Leeds. Let's have a look. And I can see whether I've got enough to get back to Leeds. Let's have a look here. So if I go to Leeds, that is going to be from here when I've finished. What are we now? So 195 miles. No, 230 miles to Leeds, 195 miles of range. So I am going to have to stop on the way back up to Leeds. So yet again, that's going to be another, what, 34 minutes out of my time on the way back up to Leeds. So there you go, my friends. Don't miss my next video where I am in Weston-Super-Mare. Everybody's been on about this place. I've seen Chris Harris on about this from Top Gear, and also Richard Hammond. He loves Weston-Super-Mare, but apparently now it's one of the worst seaside towns in the UK. Well, I'm going to go and find that out. I'm going to grab my camera, so make sure you join me on that one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, do hit the thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.